Fayetteville City Council once again now considering a curfew on kids and teenagers there. The goal is pretty simple, really. It's to prevent them from committing crimes or becoming the victims of crimes. They're talking about it in a meeting tonight, and it brings us to our quote of the day. What we can't do is continue to do nothing. That's what Fayetteville Mayor Mitch Colvin said, pushing his proposal now for a 9 p.m. curfew on juveniles. The idea is a direct response to 2 shots fired calls near last month's Dogwood Festival. It's one of the biggest, most fun family nights of the year, and after this, everyone had to evacuate. Before that, in March, someone shot a 12-year-old girl at a local carnival, sending her to the hospital. All of that is terrible, obviously, and it makes sense that the city wants to do something to keep that from happening again. And to be fair, Mayor Colvin has some other ideas to go with the curfew idea, like bag restrictions at events, increased Crime Stoppers rewards, and council approved both of those at tonight's meeting. But not everybody is on board or agreeing with this curfew idea. WRL's Carly Haynes was there for tonight's meeting and unpacks the conversation.
Speak on that now, Councilman.
Fayetteville city government is stepping in after a violent few weeks.
I think that the cost isn't what we need to be looking at as much as when it can get done, what you need and what you have researched, and that is my concern.
Deadly shootings as recent as Sunday morning. Neighbors saw it through their windows, a person armed with a large gun.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Fayetteville police say 36-year-old Dante Van Cleef died. This disturbing video now has thousands of views on social media.
What we can't do is continue to do nothing, and just more community activated crime stopping tools is what we're looking to do.
Mayor Mitch Colvin wants council to take action. He's proposing backpack and mask restrictions, more security, and a 9 p.m. youth curfew. Though council member Mario Benavente doesn't support the latter.
So I really need our city to recognize our limitations and what our role is in this issue, and that we're much better positioned to support our struggling families, to support our vulnerable youth, rather than trying to punish them and putting them into a pipeline into the courtroom.
Fayetteville saw a 366% jump in homicides so far this year compared to last. Leaders say it's clear. It's time to stop scenes like this.
And as far as this past weekend's incident goes, Fayetteville police have not announced any charges at this point. They say all parties are fully cooperating. Carly Haynes, WRL News, Fayetteville.
Okay, thank you to Carly. Now, we should mention Fayetteville has talked about curfews before. You might remember this story from September of 2023. The police chief presented an idea for a curfew, and the city council voted it down at that time. And there are some differences, we should say, between that curfew proposal 2 years ago and the proposal this time around. The old proposal set the curfew at 11 p.m. The rule being proposed now sets the curfew 2 hours earlier at 9 p.m. But the question that came up in 2023 is the same one that's coming up now. Do curfews even work? A 2016 study suggests that curfews need to be paired with increased resources. It concluded, quote, "It is rare for curfew ordinances to be associated with increased law enforcement resources, reducing the likelihood of effective enforcement." And it looks like the new proposal in Fayetteville does acknowledge that. More security cameras, partnerships with private security agencies, increased rewards for sending information to Crime Stoppers, and that all sounds like increased resources to me. But we should also consider this. Take a look at this graph from the DOJ. It shows the times of day that we see the most youth violent crime. The numbers are the highest between noon and 5 p.m. So that is well before these proposed curfews. Interested to hear what you think. So why put a curfew if we don't know for sure that it's going to work or not? Well, let's go back to the Fayetteville mayor and hear what he had to say.
What we can't do is continue to do nothing. We know for sure that when we talked about this in 2023, the numbers have gone up continuously. It's easy for people to say what won't work. until you've tried it, and continue to do the same thing and expecting a different outcome. There's a definition for that. But what I would say is that these are drastic times. They'll call for drastic measures. We have to get our parents and our guardians into the process, and we believe that some legislation will help do that.
Again, I want to know your thoughts on this. Send me an email, dan@wral.com. Let's do more than just report the news, right? Let's talk about it. Let's have tough conversations. Tell me what is on your mind, and we will go in depth.